want to be a jealous person where you actually drive by your neighbors' places and then you think, how come they have it always looks so nice?
I'm not
you know
having
what I
it.
mean?
Oh, no, I don't know what you mean, because I'm going to whip them every day of the week.
Yeah, exactly. I'm the one who's usually
I'm not competitive
like that.
at all.
I'll tell you what, this is something that we bought last year and put in the ground, and I'm telling you, these were amazing. This is for zones 4 through 11. So how cold could that get? That could actually go all the way down to what, like -10?
These will take down to about -30 degrees,
Okay.
because these were bred in Michigan.
Okay, excellent.
And the big fabulous flowers. I
Yeah.
just love these.
Yeah, and by the way, I just want to mention, so you're going to get 2 bulbs. One is the pink, which is over here, and that's going to be All Eyes on Me, they're called.
Yes. that is, and all eyes will be on you.
Here's the red, and it's called Summer in Paradise. Again, zones 4 through 11. Put these in the ground if you can. It's $27.98. They are drought tolerant, but man, I'm telling you, the greenery is beautiful. It's just rich. And when we started seeing these flowers coming out,
yes,
they were so big, and people would drive up in our driveway and they'd be like, what's that? And
exactly.
I'm like, hey, you got
and
these
it's
big
all summer.
hardy hibiscus.
7 to 9 inch blooms on these,
Yeah.
and these are perennial. So they get 3.5 to 4 feet tall, 3.5 to 4 feet wide, and these will bloom this year.
Yes.
That's what they do. But I've sold the big red ones before. This one has got an overlay of hot pink. You see how it has that beautiful iridescence to it?
Yeah.
That makes it different. And the beautiful pink one that we have here has got the nice red eye.
Oh,
this is the
beautiful.
best coupling that I have ever had of these perennial hibiscus. And they're breeding them to be more compact now, which is great.
Right.
So they're tidy.
Yeah.
Well, I want to show you what's shipping out to you.
I wanted you to
These
see
were so
this.
big I couldn't even see it. I was calling for them. I said, where is my bare root sample?
Yeah.
And it was
By the
over
way,
here hiding.
You don't get this with these hibiscus. You will get this whiskey barrel with the sun patience.
Yes.
But a lot of you have things like this.
Well, by the way, these get so big, they need to be in the ground. This is not big enough at 14-inch diameter.
Yeah.
This is what I'm shipping out to you. This is already 2 years old.
Wow.
This is a mature plant.
Yeah.
This is going to bloom like crazy this year, and I just want to show you how one would plant this.
We don't have a...
No, we don't, but that's fine.
That's okay. Now, do we just cover up the roots?
Just the roots. That's
Okay.
fine. Now look. This is, see the stalk here?
Yeah.
When fall comes, I cut it back and I leave the stalk because these are late to come up each year. And that way you know where it is. And if you feel like you still might not be able to see it, I put a little construction flag. I want to make sure I don't dig into it or mow over it or anything like that. But this is going to bloom like crazy this year. Full sun for these. These will take drought. They will also grow in a wet area. One of the members in the family tree is a marsh hibiscus.
Oh, interesting.
So it grew in the wet and gorgeous colors. And the best part for me, the deer don't like it.
They don't. But yeah, I'll tell you what, if they were to eat this, they'd get a tummy ache because they're so big. They get full fast. But you know what? Seriously, I would walk out to my car and I would see these big hibiscus, like the size of a dinner plate.
Yes.
And I would just stand there and think, how cool is that?
It's
you know?
a photo op.
It is
when,
a photo
When the children are over, grandchildren are over, it's where you take the picture, even take a picture of your dog in front of it, because the blooms are so big, you can see them from a distance, and people will come up and they will say, what are those? And they'll say, usually, are those real?
Yeah, that's right.
Yes, all summer.
From when to when? So I was going to say, there's constant blooming all summer long.
That's correct.
Right?
And mine started blooming about the 20th of June.
Okay.
And then mine bloomed all the way past Labor Day.
Yeah.
And they got the great foliage. The back of my house, I've got a white stucco house.
Okay.
And I planted them 4 feet apart back there, and I alternated the reds and the pinks. They weren't these varieties, I didn't have them then. But I alternated them so it really dances for you.
Wow.
And know that they'll be low maintenance. I just added on to the house, and those big clumps that were on the back of the house, I dug them up. and I moved them. They're real easy to transplant. So if you ever think I want to move them and I don't know if I can, they're shallow rooted.
Yeah.
And so they're easy to move, so don't think I can't ever move it.
Yeah, and if you're going to move yourself, you can take your plants with you.
And people do it all the time. They'll show me pictures of their car full of plants.
You know, one of the other things too, when you were talking about low maintenance, you know, these get tall. Like, how tall, how wide?
3.5 feet tall.
Okay.
3.5 feet wide.
Okay.
And this is where the genetics come in. You know, I'm always talking about the genetics as a horticulturist. It's when I first started offering these 30 years ago on here, the genetics weren't as good. Big, beautiful flowers, but they were kind of leggy.
Yeah.
These are compact. You've got a really nice sports car of a plant.
Wow.
With all of these flashy blooms all over it.
Yeah.
And the gorgeous foliage. See, these pictures were taken in my garden.
Oh my goodness.
That's what I have. So you can see how many blooms there will be. Each image we're showing is one plant.
Wow.
That's what they do.
And this is curb appeal. If you want your house to stand out all summer, maybe you're the one who has a lot of people come over for, you know, to have a little barbecue on the back deck and such. You say, turn into the driveway where you see the big flowers, the big red and pink flowers, you know, because these are beautiful. Do they kind of close up a little bit at night? Sort of.
I have to, some of them will, but not all of them, because the blooms stay on for about 3 days. So some of the newer ones close up. The older ones get so big that they can't close up. So you see the different gradients. But I wanted to say something, because a lot of people will look at these and think, you know, I don't want to have to bring those in the wintertime. You know, tropical hibiscus are tough. These are perennial. These are hardy to minus 30 degrees. When wintertime comes in Michigan, you just go inside, knowing that these are fine. Don't worry about them. Also, unlike tropical hibiscus, these don't wilt down because they're water thrifty once they get established. And they're just going to go to town and take care of themselves. The deer don't bother them, and the blooms are bigger than the tropical hibiscus.
Look at this. Wouldn't you love to have this?
I do.
I mean, you think about less than $30 to have this. I mean,
you get both.
You get both, the pink and the red. If you want to get 2 sets, you could do that for, you know, it would basically be about $56. I mean, this is so, like, I want to say, this is where your money, put your money where your mouth is kind of thing. You want lots of color, you want big flowers, you want to, you know, have that curb appeal, then you buy these.
Yes, and you don't have to bring them in. These are tough as nails. And keep this in mind, they're guaranteed for an entire year. So if you want to gamble, go somewhere other than to Phillip Watson Designs.
That's right, exactly. I love that. Okay, those are the hardy hibiscus. Trust me too. We bought them last year and they are amazing. All right, we in the meantime have more to show you that we're going to bring up. And what is the next? The sun patience? Oh, excellent. All right, come on over, Phillip.
I will.